Gonna need my Phoenix hat for this one. Cue the intro music. What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another off-season theme park coaster talk, whatever you want to call them, vloggy video. And today is, of course, still part of birthday month, so we're gonna be doing what else but a little bit of a wish list, bucket list of a couple of amusement parks in the jolly old United States of we can't really travel internationally right now. Of course, I do want to do a video later on some of the other parks internationally, Europe, Japan, UAB, just everywhere in general that's not part of the continental United States of America, because there's a lot of stuff out there that I need to check out. But I say we'll keep it nice and simple and stay in this place, wherever this is. As always, if you guys are new here, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Be sure to check out my affiliate links to raise energy. We can use code SkyRidge to get 15% off on all of your deals. Check out my store for TCG Player. I sell card game stuff there. And of course, all that stuff does go back towards the channel, helps to improve, helps to get me tickets for these parks that I'm going to talk about today. Other general improvements. Right now I'm looking at getting an actual desk so I don't just sit props randomly up like this. I need a fancy, need a ring light, I need a good mic, all that. It makes better content. And with all that generic stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. And let me say, I'm wearing my Storm Chaser shirt today. There's a good reason that I decided to wait to re-record this video, because leading into thing number one, Kentucky Kingdom just got bought out by Hershey Entertainment today. And I'm not going to go over all details on that. There's plenty of other good theme park YouTubers that you guys should watch. I'd recommend the Coaster Studios one personally. I watched that this morning and it pretty much goes over details. Long and short of it, Hershey would be a pretty good owner. They own Dollywood and Silver Dollar City and some other attractions. Ed Hart, I cannot say enough things about this man, how he revitalized a pretty much abandoned park that Six Flags decided to abandon and made it into an amazing destination. Basically my secondary home park after Kings Island. And yeah, I'm sad to see Ed lose the reins to it, because he was doing a really good job at what he was doing. But if anyone's gonna take over, Hershey's could do pretty much no bad. I won't take any sides for park improvements. The only thing I really want to say is please give us some sort of season pass. Give us a platinum pass that we can go to different parks, Six Flags pass, whatever you want to call it. If I'm able to use the same pass to go to Kentucky Kingdom, Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, and any of the other properties, so good. And speaking of Silver Dollar City, let's go ahead and talk about the first honorary mention. These are a couple trips that I mentioned earlier in previous videos that we moved around first, whatever reason, but the Midwest, whatever you want to call that area, pretty much Worlds of Fun, Adventureland, Silver Dollar City. And the reason that I say this is honorable mention, not just something I'm immediately doing, is because there's actually another park that's in development right now that should be opening in the next 2 or 3 years, so I'd much rather wait for that to be up and just hit them all at the same time. But you guys have already seen the video for this, so I'm not going to talk about too much. But let's just say there are a lot of reasons for me to go back there, including possibly the highest thing up on my bucket list of actual coasters for time traveler. Steampunk, extreme spinning, time travel-y, loopy, first of its kind, mock. I need to ride this coaster. Also, there's some other cool stuff over there, and the other parks, like I said, Worlds of Fun. It's a Cedar Fair park. I guess that's what's eventually that's pretty cool. Even though I miss dragons, unfortunately, I need to hit that area, just in general. And if Hershey does do a season pass, you know I'm doing it the same year I get a Kentucky Kingdom pass. So I can't wait for that. Number two, another big trip that I've been kind of hinting at for the last 2 years now. COVID cut out, but I think they're starting to reopen this stuff casually. New York City. Long and short of it, Coney Island is the main reason I want to go. It is a huge historical place for the theme park industry, basically a testing ground for the, I don't want to say original amusement rides, but turn of the century, early 1900s, basically where all this stuff went. Even though it's more modernized now, they still have stuff like the classic Cyclone and Dino's Wonder Wheel that are both national landmarks, and just a whole bunch of stuff in general that I need to go to Coney Island. And of course there's a bunch of other parks around there. I'm just gonna name off real quick. Great Escape, Darien Lakes, Six Flags Great Adventure gets a new coaster this year. Mickey Universe giant indoor mall kind of place, and Seabreeze. So a lot of stuff to do in that New York area. I really need to hit someday. And I guess the last one we'll go into before the actual top 5 is California, the state of California. I could do this multiple ways. The state itself is huge, so if I want to hit every single park, that'd be like easily a week vacation or something like that. But I think the area I want to focus on most is Knott's, because around there we will get Six Flags Magic Mountain, which is on its own probably a reason to visit. Knott's itself is a great park. Then that's in the whole Universal Disney area, I believe, which is a monster in and of itself. Other areas, California's Great Adventure, Glenwood Gardens, a couple boardwalk parks. Just like California in general is a huge coaster state, but I think if I go and had to pick one area, it'd probably be Knott's and Six Flags Magic Mountain. A lot of hype for both those parks. And now that we got those honorable mentions out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about my top 5. Actually, no, 7. 7's a lucky number. Top 7, no particular order. Number 1, Glenwood Gardens. This is a interesting little park. It's not really too big, not a big thrill destination. They've only got like, I think, a windstorm coaster and a kiddie coaster in terms of that. But this park is literally on the edge of a mountain. Half the rides are sticking out into the giant canyon that's over. Half of them go like underneath like the drop tower where it just goes right underneath, and of course it's caverns. There'll be some cool cave tours there. In general, this is a small park that has some really unique rides that look really cool. Plus, I don't know which direction I'd be going from, but I assume I'd be going through the Denver Vale area, which means I'd have a chance to hit more mountain coasters of Vale, and maybe I'll like check out Untitled Gardens with their crazy dark ride, or was it Riverside, I think? The classic park. So Glenwood Gardens is the main one, but there's a couple smaller things I can check out on the way up there. Number 2, and this one's a little weird. Like I almost honestly put it on the honorable mention category, but Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Little park up in Williamsburg. It's in the title. I have done Tampa before. I will need to go back eventually for Iron Gwazi, but that's the only thing I'm missing, so I'll do another Florida trip once the hype dies down. Right now they're getting a whole bunch of huge stuff between like Velocicoaster, Iron Gwazi, Disney's doing something, you know. The Williamsburg Park I've never been to, which number 1 is kind of a shame that I didn't get to go for Drachenfire or Big Bad Wolf. Drachenfire I'm pretty sure closed back when I was a little kid, so I never would have had a chance to ride it anyways, but the Wolf, I definitely could have made a suspended coaster. Looks super interesting. Super sad they basically closed it without any warning, so I never had a chance to make my last ride or whatever, but it's still a good park. Like Apollo's Chariots, they have Verbolten that took over that area. Pantheon. Can we talk about their insane looking new animated Blitz coaster that honestly could have been ride of the year if it actually opened last year? It's still probably gonna be top 3 this year, but once again, Velocicoaster and Iron Gwazi are the only rides people are gonna be talking about, so I'm sorry Pantheon, you're a little bit too late. But yeah, that ride looks insane. What else? Like Alpengeist, cool looking invert with nice theme griffin. Like there's just a lot of stuff to check out over there. In addition, that's of course 2 hours away from Kings Dominion, another Cedar Fair park, so I'd tie this together. This is why I said it's a little bit of an awkward thing, because I have done Kings Dominion before, and that was basically when they opened that Intimidator 305, so the only thing that's really changed since then has been the RMC conversion, the getting a 40 free spin this year to replace Tomb Raider, and rest in peace Volcano. I did ride Volcano though, I did ride it, and that was a pretty cool ride, but rest in peace Volcano. That said, like I kind of want to wait for them to put in whatever they're gonna do to replace that Volcano area. I know there's a lot of speculation for a couple different rides, but I kind of want to wait on that. On the other hand, much as I hate to say it, I didn't care too much for the actual ride itself. I'm an Air supporter, a classic Air supporter. I mean, I love the dearly departed Late Vortex, and I literally, as you know, took a year off of being an enthusiast just to mourn it. Let's be real, kids. Anaconda's days are numbered. I did get the credit before, so that's not the important part, but like it'd be nice to say goodbye to the classic blooper before it hits the bucket, because Air is a dying breed. That thing was already rough before they started taking out all the arrows, and it's been rumored to be on the chopping list for a while. It would be nice to say about it one more time. Plus, like I said, I-305, when I win it, like instantly shot up to the top of my Steel Coaster list. That was before the modifications, and that was like probably close to a decade ago before I rode like another 100-ish coasters, so it would be nice to go back and see if that still stacks up in my top 10 list. Number 53, or just 3, I guess. Silverwood. Silverwood's another park that's kind of like out in the middle of nowhere. I guess it's kind of in the Midwest area still, but it's far enough away that I'd dedicate another trip to it. And this is a little park, not too much there, but they do have a couple of interesting coasters. Aftershock, giant inverting boomerangs, kind of dying breed. There's only a couple of those left. But like, I've heard nothing but good things about this model. I've never experienced one. I think the closest one I did was Six Flags Great America. They used to have Deja Vu there. It was of course closed when I went, so I didn't get to experience it. So it would be nice to actually ride Aftershock and see what this model does for myself. In addition, they do have a couple of wooden coasters, including the one I'm more excited for, Tremors. And this one's super cool because it like dives in and out of a bunch of tunnels and train stuff. Think something like the Beast or a Voyage, I guess, but a lot smaller scale. It does go through a gift shop, which is kind of cool. Like, there's a lot of interactivity on this ride. And also the new thing they're getting for this year, Stunt Pilot, which is an RMC single rail Raptor. This is gonna be a clone of some of the rides like Wonder Woman at Six Flags or Railblazer, whatever it's called at Great America. I still need to check one of these things out, and they're RMCs that are supposed to be super snappy, super fast, probably super forceful. I can't wait to try one out. Speaking of RMCs, some of you guys might know that the RMC factory is literally a 10-minute drive from the park. I don't know if they'll be doing tours. I know that Fred, Grubb, and everyone else there are super cool, so it's possible. I don't know if they'd be open for GP, but like, it'd be cool to at least check the factory out, to drive by and stuff, and that's a reason in itself to go to Silverwood. Interesting little park, couple cool coasters, and it's right by the old RMC factory. Number 4, still talking about weird parks. We're going to Lagoon. I want to go to Lagoon. That's why it's a bucket list park. What to say about it? Basically, like a collection of more unique rides, like Wicked, which has, I think, the world's only vertical launch on its Cannibal, Giant, 100+ degree drop into interesting looking layout. Bunch of your traditional coasters, like spinning mice and all that stuff. And they have a whole bunch of, I want to say, like older rides. A couple of short stop. They have the Jetstar. They have the Twin Looper, I think Dragon is. In general, it's a giant collection of like all these interesting, unique rides, and it being in the middle of nowhere, Utah. Not sure what I could pair with the park. Maybe I could do that with the Colorado trip. I don't know. I feel like they're close enough. Definitely a park worth checking out just for the unique rides. And speaking of unique rides, let's go to Wonderland. Not just any Wonderland, Texas Wonderland. In the middle of nowhere, Texas. Unlike all the rest of the Texas parks in the San Antonio area, or just, we'll get to that in a sec. They have weird rides. I'm just gonna show you screenshots of them. There's no way to describe it. The Hopkins Looper, which or Dying Breed, I don't really know if there's any others out there, but like, just look at these loops. Look at that. And tell me you don't want to ride that. Just to experience the weirdness. Little, almost looks like Katie Just Circle ride, but like, it's unique, weird rides. Worth checking it out. There's no theme here for me wanting to check out unique weird rides. Finally, let's check out a couple of more traditional parks, I guess. Number 6, that's for 5. Number 6, Lake Compounce, or Six Flags New England. It's really both. They're like within hours of each other, and I want to ride both of them. What's to say about these except for lobster is delicious, and it gives me a chance to go to Maine. But seriously, both these parks do have interesting things to them. Lake Compounce being one of the oldest parks in the world, I believe in the US at least, and they have, if nothing else, Balderdash, a world-renowned, usually top 10 wooden coaster that's just, it looks like a little simple on back, but this is coming from the guy who has Phoenix as one of his favorite wooden coasters. Airtime Abound on a train coaster looks amazing. Reason to go to the park alone. On top of that, like I said, Six Flags, which once again, talking about world famous coasters, Superman, the Bizarre ride, whatever it's called now, they keep on changing its name. Usually on the top steel poles, whatever. It's one of Anime's more uniquely layouted hypercoasters. That was a weird sentence. They also have a bunch of other rides there. Of course, it's a Six Flags park. I think they have another Deja Vu clone there, so that gives me another chance to ride a giant inverting boomerang if I don't check out Silverwood first. I mean, they're both bucket list parks, so I'll go to both eventually. And I think that's like the main things there, but 2 really good parks that are like within hours of each other. And like I said, more chance to eat delicious lobster rolls, so that's reason enough on its own. And finally, lucky number 7. I don't know why I'm drawing these. I'm gonna have graphics showing 7s. A bunch of 7s fill the screen right now. Let's go. I kind of mentioned it before, San Antonio. This is an area I've visited before several times. I do have cousins that live in the Austin, Texas area, so I will occasionally go down there. But usually I've only checked out Fiesta, Texas. Last time I went was Iron Rattler's, not sure if debut year, but it's still pretty new. Park's added several things since then, including a 4D free spin, Wonder Woman, once again going back to the single rail coasters. They have a lot of arm seats, I just realized that. Cool. Even without those, Fiesta Texas is a fantastic Six Flags park. Like, I would go back for Iron Rattler alone. However, there are some other things in the area now. They got ZDT's on the way down there, which has a super unique shuttle coaster that I need to check out. SeaWorld is now actually a park instead of just like Splash Coaster or whatever, but like, I've never gone to that SeaWorld, even though it's in the same San Antonio area. If we're talking Texas in general, I could go check out Kimo Boardwalk for Boardwalk Bullet, maybe Six Flags Over Texas if I head the other direction. But in general, it all seems to rotate around San Antonio, and I would love to check out more than just Fiesta Texas on my next visit, so let's put that on the list. So that is my top 7 bucket list. I guess top 8. I didn't mention Disney. Disney, that's all I'm gonna say, just Disney. I haven't been to a Disney park since I was a little kid that didn't do any theme park stuff. They're super expensive. There's 10 billion of them. I need to go to them eventually. Disney in general, honorable mention number 75. Yeah, that's the video for today. Let me know down below what are some of your bucket list parks. Like I said, this is mainly the North America area, the United States area, because like Canada's Wonderland is another trip that I mentioned on the previous video that I need to check out. I can say anything once again for like Europe or Japan or anything else like that. But say we're just talking US, so let me know some US parks that you want to check out. And I guess since the news just came out today, what are your opinions on the Hershey buyout of Kentucky Kingdom? Comment down below, and while you're doing stuff, you should go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't, because it's good, I guess, YouTube analytics or whatever. Well, thanks for checking out this video, and as always, embrace the infinites.